Every year, people let hundreds of dollars of credit card perks expire.
So today we're running through those end-of-the-year credits that you need to use before they disappear.
From Amex to Chase to Capital One, we'll show you what resets soon and how to claim them fast.
If you want to make sure none of your benefits go to waste, this is the episode you need right now.
Hey, I'm Chris. Welcome to the Upgraded Points podcast.
And I'm Katie, and today we are going over some changes to the Hilton Honors Status Program, and then we have your end-of-the-year checklist, so you do not let any of your credits go to waste. Before we get to that, don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you are watching or listening. And if you have questions for us, you can email us at podcast@upgradedpoints.com. Chris, let's get started with the Hilton news. Why don't you fill us in on what's going on with the new elite level?
That's right. So Hilton unveiled Diamond Reserve status. So this is going to be a new top tier status above the current Diamond status. To get Diamond Reserve status, you'll need to stay 80 nights or 40 stays and spend over $18,000 a year on eligible purchases. This is not going to be a status that you can get simply by holding a credit card. Like many of us have with the Hilton Aspire card, you can get Diamond status. This status is going to be exclusively for people who are staying and spending. So some other things to look forward to if you are a big Hilton fan, they're going to be coming with annual confirmable upgrade rewards, CURs, which you can apply at the time of booking, either cash or reward stays. And these can be good for up to 7 nights, and you can use them up to a 1-bedroom suite. So this is nice. As a Diamond member, yeah. Upgrades are pretty hard to come by with Hilton. And so I guess this is a way to really reward those, high spending loyalists with some confirmable upgrades, something that we've seen Hyatt do and Marriott does on some levels. So that's really good. Next is you're going to have another confirmable night suite upgrade after hitting 120 nights, guaranteed 4 p.m. late checkout, which is huge. Complimentary access to executive lounges, and you'll get the highest complimentary priority upgrade up to 3 days before if you're not going to be using your confirmable upgrades, plus 120% bonus points on every stay. So this is just good news. Nice new status for Hilton. What do you think, Katie?
I mean, it sounds great, but it's going to be really hard for most of us to achieve. I think it really is. Targeted towards those, if you're traveling for business or something. I mean, what is it? 80 nights. Like, that's a lot. Even if you travel a lot, that's a lot in Hilton's.
Right. And it has in Hilton's, right?
But there's also some changes to Hilton Diamond and Gold status. And this is actually good news, especially if you don't have either one of these statuses. The requirements are actually being reduced. So for Gold, you'll hit Hilton Gold for 15 stays, 25 nights, or $6,000 in spend. And that was previously 20 stays, 40 nights, or 75,000 base points. So now it's based on spend instead of base points, or you can do stays or nights. And then for what used to be top tier Diamond status, now you can achieve that with 25 stays, 50 nights, or $11,500 in spend. And for Gold, that's a reduction of about 38%. And for Diamond, it's about 17% fewer nights than it used to require. So I think that on the surface is great. My question is, though, now that it's going to be easier to earn Gold and Diamond, does that make the automatic statuses that come from credit cards less valuable? Because now, supposedly, there's going to be more of these status members around. I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about this. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, I don't love it. I mean, obviously, I'm being selfish because I get Hilton Aspire. I have the Hilton Aspire card, so I have Diamond status very easily. So now there are going to be people, above me. In reality, I don't think anything's going to change because, like I mentioned, I rarely get upgrades at Hilton's. The only real benefits for me for holding that card is the free annual night certificate, which is good at pretty much any Hilton in the world. So as long as that stays, I'm going to hold on to that card. But since Gold members also get breakfast, that continues to be the sweet spot in my eyes, that you can get that status even cheaper, either by holding a card or by earning these by just staying 15 stays. So I think the gold, that gold level is the sweet spot. Still, diamond, it feels a little bit less worth it for now, but we'll see.
Yeah, yeah, and I have gold status from the platinum card, and that's a good point because I think the free breakfast is my favorite benefit of that level, and that's something that's not gonna change even if there's, 10 extra gold members or 20 extra gold members at the
Exactly.
hotel that
Yeah.
night. So that yeah, that is nice. I think you're right for the most part. Gold status
It's
and
where it's
even
at right
diamond
now.
status, really, it's probably not gonna affect too much day to day. But overall, I think that's great news that they're, tweaking their program, and I'm excited to see where it goes from there. Okay, let's get into our main topic. And since it is December now, we are heading into the end of this year, the beginning of next year. We wanted to go over the end of the year checklist. There are so many things to keep track of in the points and miles world, even for those of us that live, eat, breathe, talk about this stuff, and write about this stuff every single day. It can be overwhelming. So we wanted to take this time to go through the really big benefits that are yearly or quarterly or semi-annual that you want to make sure you use up before the end of the year. We are not going to cover every single benefit on every single card. We're not really going to go into even monthly credits because that's kind of an ongoing thing, but we want to make sure you're getting all of those big benefits before the end of the year. So, Chris, let's start with some hotel statement credits.
All right. So I will kick it off with the American Express Business Platinum Card. This one has a $50 per quarter credit that you can use at Hilton's. And now, if you remember from our previous episode, the Business Platinum Card will no longer be allowing card members to use this credit for gift cards. I know a lot of us have done that in the past. So this is literally your last chance to use that $50 credit for a Hilton gift card. That is, of course, if you haven't stayed at a Hilton in this quarter and used that, organically. Moving on, the Amex Platinum and Business Platinum, they both have the $300 prepaid hotel credit, which you can use semi-annually. That's a good one. Can't let that one go to waste.
Mhm.
And we were just talking about the Hilton Aspire card. This card also comes with a $200 semi-annual resort credit. That one's a little bit harder to use because you need to find, eligible resorts. But assuming you can find one on your travels, that's a good one to have. Side note, I'm actually looking at hotels in Japan right now, and some of them abroad, this is not supposed to happen, but for now, when you book a prepaid reservation, it will trigger the credit. From what I've read online, that doesn't always happen with US properties. So keep that in mind. Next is going to be the Chase Sapphire Reserve and the Reserve Business. They have the Chase the Edit credit. That's $250. Then you need to use by the end of the year. The World of Hyatt Business Card, you have your $50 semi-annual Hyatt credit. The City Strata Premier, $100 annual hotel credit towards a booking of $500 or more when booking through the City Travel Portal. And the new City Strata Elite card has up to $300 annual hotel credit on stays of 2 nights or more when booked through citytravel.com.
Yeah. And like Chris said earlier, and you can use these to book stays for next year when it's a prepaid stay. Well, I haven't tried this in the US. I don't know if that's a thing. I have booked European hotels with my fine hotels and resorts credit in 1 year for the next year and still was able to use the statement credit. So
Yeah, this was that Hilton Aspire one because it's very picky. It's the resorts only,
oh, okay.
and it's a very limited list. So you either need to be going to somewhere with a bunch of resorts like Hawaii or Orlando, or
Mhm.
there are a few abroad. But there is the one in Tokyo. I think it's the Disney Sea, and it is categorized as a Hilton resort. And if I were to prepay a resort in Hawaii or Orlando, it would not trigger the credit. But apparently,
Hmm.
some of these abroad are. So I'm going to
That's
test that out, and I'll
strange.
I'll
I would
report
think it would.
back.
Yeah, yeah. Let us know. I would think it would work for any prepaid hotel, but okay.
Yeah,
Good to know.
good to know. Let me move on. We have some Delta credits we should note as well. These are when booking prepaid hotels or vacation rentals through Delta stays. So if you have any of the following cards, you can get a few bucks back. So the Delta SkyMiles Gold Amex card gets $100. The Gold Business gets $150. Platinum this Delta SkyMiles Platinum American Express card gets $150 per year. The Platinum Business, $200. Or the Reserve, $200. And then the Delta SkyMiles Reserve Business American Express card gets up to $250 per year. So if you have any of those cards, make sure you book those prepaid hotels or vacation rentals before the end of the year.
And I'm so glad that we did this episode because I had completely forgotten about this. It's one of those credits that, like, I have the Delta Platinum card, and it flew under the radar for me, and I just didn't ever really pay attention to it. And I looked at this, and I'm like, wait a minute, I have a credit for $150, and I actually was able to book something this morning
No
for
way.
a stay that I have coming up in January, where I don't need, it's a work trip. I don't need a fancy hotel or anything. We're going to be in New York for a conference. And so I was able to book something and use that credit. So, yeah.
And so where do you book that through?
I just went on to Delta's website, and then you scroll down to the bottom, and at the bottom there's something that says something in stays in cars or something like that. You click that and it takes you to the booking portal for this the Delta stays. And it'll say right on there, make sure you log in, and it'll say, your card's eligible for this Delta stays credit.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. So it's a good one to remember. Okay, moving on. Rideshare. Now, most credit cards for your Uber credits or your Lyft credits are going to be monthly. But the thing to remember in December is many of these cards give you extra credit in December. So the Amex Platinum gets Uber Cash. Usually it's $15 a month. You get an extra $20 in December. So a total of $35 a month. The United Quest and the United Business Card gives you, wait for it, a whopping extra $4 in December for a total of $12. So
that's
don't go spending
little
that
hot
extra
cocoa right there.
$4 everywhere. But, hey, can't hurt. And then the United Club and United Club Business gives you an extra $6 in December for a total of $18. So, maybe not so much on the United cards, but definitely the Amex Platinum. If you do like an Uber Eats or something order when you're not using Uber, like I do a lot when I'm not traveling, the extra extra $20 gives you a little extra.
Sure.
So make sure you use that one. It's a nice little bonus.
A lot of people forget about that because you get into the rhythm of every month, and then boom, a little extra. That's nice.
Yeah. Moving on to Resy Credits. The Amex Gold has a $50 credit semi-annually, so make sure you use that up. The Amex Platinum has a relatively new credit of $100 a quarter, which is fantastic. I think this credit is so easy to use. You just use your card at a Resy restaurant and you're good to go. The Delta Platinum consumer and the business version offers $10 a month, and the Delta Reserve consumer and business offers $20 a month. Now, for the Delta Platinum, this is also one I ignored until Amex Platinum came out with it, and I sort of learned a little bit about it because I kind of looked at them like $10 a month. That's not going to move the needle for me. You can buy a gift card with that credit. It's through the Resy app, and there's only certain restaurants that work, and I'm completely blanking right now on how you specify which ones are going to credit. I will look that up and put it in the show notes, but there was a little trick that I found that will kind of give you an idea of which restaurants you can purchase a gift card for and to trigger that credit. So
that's great.
Yeah. I will put that in the show notes. I thought of it while we were talking, and it was like, I want to mention that because I've been able to do that a couple months now in a row. So that's a nice way for those small little credits. If you just have a $10 credit, you might as well use those. Okay, moving on. What about airline incidental fees? There's a lot of cards with those credits, right?
There are a lot of cards. So if you have some card with an annual fee in your wallet, double check because there's a good chance you may have some credits. We'll just cover some of the big ones right here. So for example, the Amex Platinum and Business Platinum card, you get $200 per year. The Ritz-Carlton card, if you have that in your wallet, is $300 per year. The Bank of America Premium Rewards credit card gets $100, and then the Premium Rewards Elite card gets $300. I know there's just like we're doing this because there's a lot, but even like my Aspire card, it has a $50 quarterly credit, and so these little things that just are there and you forget about. So just go through the list and check off, make sure you're using them. And if not, some of them are good for, for example, my Aspire card. I use it to refill my United Travel Bank $50 every quarter. So it's just easy. I log in, add the $50 and log out, and then I forget about it.
Yep, that's what I do with my Amex Platinum credit too, even though I rarely fly United. But
I know. So when we do fly, we can have a free flight. You're sitting there waiting for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next will be Clear Credits. This is also another popular credit. So you may have this on many of your American Express cards, including the Platinum, the Business Platinum, the Green, and the Hilton Aspire. Again, this is one of those credits that, you use once and then forget about it. But if you, keeping track, it's, free. What is it? $209 a year now. So it's a good one to have.
Yeah, and if you have one of those cards and you're just going to keep it for maybe a year, you can, and let's say you're traveling as a couple, you can use the credit this year to buy Clear for one of you. And on January 1st, you can use that same card with the credit to buy Clear for your partner, or significant other, or whoever you're traveling with. So it's a nice one that you can double dip on some of these cards. If you're just keeping it for, a year or something, you can still get 2 credits out of that.
Exactly. And occasionally we'll see some bonus offers comes with an Uber gift card or something. So if you're flexible with your timing, keep an eye out for one of those. I don't know if we're going to have too much time. Who knows? Maybe for Black Friday. I guess Black Friday's gone by now. But towards the end of the year, if we're going to see any more promotions there.
Yeah, well, it will come out, whatever promotion it is, it will come out right after I pay for my renewal. Every single year, I pay literally like 2 weeks later. They're like, get $100 of Uber credit with your Clear membership. I'm like, where was that 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, so
I'll let you know when I renew mine, and then you just wait.
Katie, follow Katie on Threads, and she'll post when she applies so that you can apply shortly after.
Okay, let's move on to some kind of random credits on specific cards, but they are valuable and they're ones that you do not want to leave on the table. Let's start with everyone's favorite, the one we always talk about, which hopefully you're not sick of us talking about.
Everyone's favorite?
Okay. My favorite. One of my favorites. Amex Platinum card. My favorite is the Lululemon credit, $75 every quarter. I think you can buy a gift card in store with that if you really don't have anything to buy. But I've written a couple of posts with some great stuff that you can buy if you're not into leggings. Like there's a lot. Travel toiletry bags, which we talked about recently. They have a laptop case. They've got all kinds of other stuff. So same thing with Saks. There's that $50 semi-annual credit. Make sure you use that up. I have a post on the site with all kinds of cool stuff you can buy at Saks for $50. There's a lot of gift stuff going on right now and sales too, so that credit can go a little bit farther, usually in December. Equinox is another one, $300 a year. That pays for the entire year of the Equinox Plus app. So if that's something you're thinking about, go ahead and do it because that credit will renew again in 2026. And then the Aura Ring, you get $200 credit for the product. It doesn't count toward the membership, but there's going to be a lot of sales going on. So I'm sure you can get a deal on that. If that's something you've been thinking about, go ahead and use that before the end of the year. And then on the business side of things, the Amex Business Platinum has your Dell credit, $150 per year. You get an additional $1,000 if you've spent $5,000 with Dell in the past year. So for those of you who have done that, make sure you spend that extra $1,000 credredit.
Yeah.
But again, we have posts on the site of some really cool stuff you can buy with $150. I've gotten actually like these like lights. I don't know if you can see behind me.
Yeah.
I forget the brand, but they're, have really cool, like where you can get any different color. And so there's some cool stuff on Dell if you don't want a Dell computer. And then Indeed, $90 per quarter. And then Adobe Creative Solutions, you get a $250 credit after spending $600 in the year. So those are some good ones for business owners.
Yeah, those are pretty solid for business owners. Yeah. Some other random credits to keep an eye out. If you have the Chase Sapphire Reserve, you have the Reserve exclusive tables. You get $150 to those semi-annually. So that's free meal right there. StubHub, $150 semi-annually as well. So go buy some tickets for a show. Maybe the show doesn't have to be now, but next year or whatever, or a game. The Sapphire Reserve for Business, ZipRecruiter, you get $200 semi-annually. Google Workspace, $200 per year. And giftcards.com, $50 semi-annually. So that's an easy one.
Yeah, another one, the American Airlines A Advantage Executive World Elite MasterCard, which is
Such a
the
long name.
expensive American Airlines card, has a $120 prepaid Avis and budget car rental credit annually. And that one's really easy to use because you can book direct through Avis or budget. You don't have to book that one through American. So that's a super easy one to use. And it's prepaid. So again, you can use it now for a rental in the future. You don't have to have the rental done by the end of the year.
Staying with Citi, the Strata Elite card has that cool $200 annual splurge credit. So you can use these. You can choose two retailers, and out of First Dibs, American Airlines, Best Buy, Future Personal Training, and Live Nation. So that's an easy one. Best Buy, American Airlines. I mean, most people should be able to find $200 there, spend pretty easily. And then it also comes with a $100 Black Lane credit. So that's like the private chauffeur or airport pickup. I've used them a couple times when traveling, and that's a really nice one. So if you have those credits, make sure you use them. And I think right now, Katie, you want to take a break? And then when we come back, we will dive into some more credits.
Yeah, sounds great.
All right.
Okay, welcome back. So, Chris, we're in December now. If someone is thinking about applying for a new card, is now a good time, or is it better to wait till the beginning of the year? What do you think on that? Because I know there's some different schools of thought.
Yeah, this is a great question. And I know applying at the end of the year can unlock some incredible value on a card that you're already interested in, right? So say, for example, you're going to get the American Express Platinum card. It comes with a $300, Fine Hotels and Resorts credit, or the Sapphire Reserve that comes with the $250 for the edit. Those are calendar years or semi-annually. So if you apply now, you'll be able to use that credit now in December. And then on January 1st, you'll be able to use it again, all with paying one annual fee. So you can literally double dip on some of the most valuable credits on these credit cards. The Citi Strata Elite, the credits that it comes with now are really valuable. They're worth it just for the first year. But the fact that you can double dip and get double of all of those benefits in essentially 2 months if you wanted to, December and then again in January, for one annual fee is just a no-brainer. So if you're on the fence, now, or you're going to wait till after the holidays, do it now. You'll get so much more value from your cards. What do you think, Katie?
Well, yeah, and you can actually, in a lot of these, kind of do a triple dip. If you're applying in December, you get your credits in December, then you can get your credits in 2026. Your card will renew the same time in December next year, but then you always have 30 days from when that annual fee hits your statement to cancel your card and get the refund of the annual fee. So let's say your next annual fee hits mid-December, late December next year. You can keep it open January 1st, use all those credits again, and then cancel. So this is a great time. If you're looking at one of these cards where you're like, I'm definitely getting it for that the welcome bonus, but it's not one that I want to keep, over and over again in my wallet year round or year after year. This is a great time to apply for one of those cards, like the Platinum card or the Sapphire Reserve. That's fantastic the first year for basically everyone.
Yeah.
But it might not make sense for everyone year after year. Now is the time to do those because you can really maximize those credits when you apply in December.
Good one.
Yeah, I
like
agree.
that.
And also, this time of year, people are spending more typically than they usually are. So it's a nice one where if you do have a lot of spend coming up, we're at the beginning of December now. If you applied today, you could have your card in a week and you still have a few weeks for holiday shopping. Get all of that put towards a welcome bonus
Yeah.
Or also, if you have a big tax bill coming up, like I know we always have big tax bills, you could apply for a card now, get some of that spending done on that card, and then use that to finish off and pay off your taxes in one chunk at the beginning of 2026. You get your welcome bonus, and then you can still double dip on all of those benefits. So, yeah, I think overall this is a great time of year to get new cards. For the most part, I would say most people would probably go ahead and do it now. I don't see
I
much
think it makes
downside.
sense. Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we have a question that we got that I'm going to ask to you, Chris. This one came into our email from Melissa. And Melissa says, great episode about the AA cards. Thank you, Melissa. Appreciate it. She says, I have the AA Business and Platinum from Citi, in addition to the Aviator Red. I know we're looking at Barclays cards moving over to Citi, and I could see a rationale for product changing that into something like the Mile Up card or the Double Cash. But will it add to my 524 account for Chase? I will drop down to 424 shortly, but I opened 4 personal cards in 2025 that will be with me for a while. So I'm wondering if I should cancel the Aviator Red card before that switch happens to keep some runway for Chase cards. What do you think? Chris?
So product changing is not going to impact your 524 account. We don't really know exactly what's going to happen with Barclays and Citi, but them transferring you over is not going to count as a new credit card opening on your account, so you should be fine there. My only concern is, okay, you want to open one of these cards that you're maybe transferred into, is it Mile Up or Double Cash? I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think they're going to put you in Double Cash, for example. I'm in the same situation. I don't know. So I would just let Barclays and Citi deal with that, and then you can see where you're at, because I don't think you're going to have any issues with your Chase 524 account. Yeah, I don't. Katie, am I missing something? What do you think?
No, I would pretty much agree with what you said, and I actually responded to Melissa's email, and that's basically what I said. The one thing, Citi doesn't allow product changes now from like an American card to a Citi thank you card, so you wouldn't be able to product change to a Double Cash anymore, unfortunately. Because I think if you could, that could be a nice, keep that Aviator card, let it get switched over to, I'm assuming, the Platinum, the same level card in Citi, and then product change to a Double Cash. But unless they change something soon, that wouldn't be possible. You would be able to change that down to a Mile Up card if that's something that you want. It might make sense. I know for me, my Aviator card annual fee just hit. And I was debating, like, do I let it ride and move over? But I think I'm just going to cancel mine. So if you don't have an annual fee coming up on that Aviator card, just let it sit, see what happens, see what Citi does, and then make a decision later. But it's not going to affect your 524.
Yeah, good.
Cool. Well, thank you for sending in that question. We appreciate it. If you have a question that you'd like us to answer on air, you can email us at podcast@upgradedpoints.com. And I think that's going to do it for us, and we will see you next week.